Children's, today we are here to discuss about the art and architecture. The Gupta's contribution towards the art and architecture. Okay, now it is the period during the Gupta dynasty. It is the period to develop the temple. In the sense, it is the period of to developing the temple, and the method of temple can be created by this period. The temple was first built by Guptas. The temple was first built by Gupta period. So Guptas. It was called as the development of earlier rock cut shrine. Okay, these could happen to the development of earlier rock cut shrines. It was one of the development of earlier rock cut shrines, along with the koburas and elaborate carvings. Along with the koburas and elaborate carvings, every Hindu deities can be built. Every Hindu deities can be built with the koburas and elaborate carving as like a temple, nowadays temple. Most notable rock cut carver. Most notable rock cut carver are at Ajanta and Ellora. Ajanta and Ellora at Maharashtra, where it was located in Maharashtra. Then Bagh. What? Bagh. It was located in Madhya Pradesh. Then next one, finally Udayagiri. It was located in Odisha. Okay, these are the some notable rock cut cave temple. Ajanta and Ellora in Maharashtra, Bagh at Madhya Pradesh, and Udayagiri at Odisha. This is the notable famous rock cut. Then the temples built by nowadays, it resembles the features of Dravidian style. Okay, it resembles the features of Dravidian style. Every temple, what are all the temple, each and every temple built by nowadays, it contain the features, it contain the characteristics about Dravidian style. Okay, follows the Dravidian style. Two most example for the Gupta metal sculptures. There is two most famous example for the Gupta's metal sculptures. One is copper image of Buddha. About 18 feet height. Okay, contains 18 feet height at Nalanda. Where? In Nalanda. One example, one is copper image of Buddha. It contains the 18 feet height, and it was carved in Nalanda. Second one, Sultanganj. What? Sultanganj. Sultanganj Buddha. Okay, Sultanganj Buddha. It contains the 7.5 feet. What? It contains 7.5 feet. Sultanganj, it contains the 7.5 feet. Okay, what is meant by Sultan Ganj? It was one of the place, a Buddha sculpture placed in the Sultan Ganj. It contains the 7.5 feet height. Okay, these are the two most famous example for Gupta metal sculptures. Next, most famous example for Buddha's painting. These two are the example for Buddha sculptures and Buddha's painting. Okay. Two most example for the Buddha's painting are Ajanta cave. Ajanta caves and Bagh cave. Okay. Ajanta caves and Bagh cave. Ajanta caves. It was located in Fresco. It was located in Fresco at Maharashtra. Okay, it was located in city of Fresco at Maharashtra, and Bagh cave. It was located in Gwalior. It was located in Gwalior at Madhya Pradesh. These two are the famous examples for Buddha's painting. These are about the Gupta's art and architecture. Next, we move on to the literature. We move on to the literature. What are all the contribution of Gupta to literature? Even though the people's language was Prakrit, even though the spoken language of every people was in Prakrit, the court language was Sanskrit. Okay. Sanskrit is the official and court language. Then Gupta's epigraphical records can be recorded in the Sanskrit language. During Gupta's period, there was a development happened in Sanskrit grammars. Lot of information and development can be happened in the Sanskrit language during the Gupta's period alone. And some examples for these are penins. Okay, penins in Ashtadyadi. Penins in Ashtadyadi. Penins written by Ashtadyadi. And then another one example, Patanjali. Patanjali was written the book of Mahabhashyam. What? Mahabhashyam. Okay, Mahabhashyam. Ashtadyadi written by Penins and Mahabhashyam written by Patanjali. These two are the famous examples for the development of Sanskrit grammar. And then Chandragomya. Chandragomya, he was one of the Buddhist scholar from Bengal. He was from Bengal, a Buddhist scholar, and he composed a He composed one of the book named as Chandravyaagaranam. What? Chandravyaagaranam. Okay. Chandravyaagaranam. Chandragomya, he was one of the Buddhist scholar, and he from Bengal. He composed a book named as Chandravyaagaranam. Next one, Kalidasa, a famous Buddha scholar, Kalidasa. Famous Buddha scholar Kalidasa wrote Kalidasa's works are Sakuntalam. Next one, Malavika Agnimitra. Malavika Agnimitra. And then Vikrama Urvasiyam. Vikrama Urvasiyam. Sakuntala, Manavikagni-mitra, Vikrama Urvasiyam. These are the famous works of Kalidasa, and some other works are also there. What? Some other works also composed by Kalidasa are there. Meghaduta. What? Meghaduta. And then Raghuvamsa. What? Meghaduta, Raghuvamsa. And then Kumarasambhava. These are the works by Kalidasa. Okay, Sakuntala, Malavikagni-mitra, Vikrama Urvasiyam, Meghaduta, Raghuvamsa, Kumarasambhava. These are the works written by the famous scholar named as Kalidasa. Okay, this is about the literature. Next we move on to the mathematics, astronomy and medicine. What? Mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Okay, here first we move on to the mathematician. Okay, invention of zero. Okay, invention of zero and its evaluation of decimal number and its final evaluation of decimal number. Invention of zero and its evaluation of decimal number. These two methods can be legacy of Gupta's period. Okay, these two methods can be legacy of Gupta's to the modern world. Okay, next one, Aryabhatta, Varamihira, Brahmabuddha. Aryabhatta, Varamihira and Brahmagupta. Aryabhatta, Varamihira, Brahmagupta were the great ancient mathematicians. Okay, these three are the great ancient mathematicians and astronomers of the ancient period. Not only mathematicians, and also the astronomers. Okay, there is some link between mathematics and astronomer. Okay, so these three are the popular ancient mathematician and astronomers. Next is Surya Siddhanta. What? Next about astronomer. Surya Siddhanta was written by the book name Surya Siddhanta was written by Aryabhatta. Book named Surya Siddhanta was written by Aryabhatta. In this work, he explained the true causes of solar and lunar eclipse. Okay, in this works, he explained the true causes of solar and lunar epochs. Okay, he explained his work about the causes of solar and lunar epochs. Next, Aryabhatta, he was the first Indian astronomer because he declared that the earth revolves around its own axis. Okay, he was the first Indian astronomer because he gave the brief explanation about that the earth rotates around in its own axis. Okay, so he was considered as the first astronomer. This is about the astronomer. Next, medicine. Dhanvantari. The name of Dhanvantari. He was a famous person in the medical field. He was a famous person in medical field. Then, and also he was one of the specialists. He was one of the specialists in Ayurveda treatment. Okay, he was a specialist in Ayurveda, and Charaka was one of the medical scientists. What? Charaka. He was one of the medical scientists. Dhanvantari, he was the famous person in medical field, and he was one of the specialized in Ayurveda. And Charaka, he was the famous medical scientist. And then Sushruta. What? Sushruta. Sushruta was first Indian to explain about the process of surgery. Okay. He was the first Indian of medical field to explain the process of surgery. How the process happened in surgery. These are the three important persons in medical field. Okay, this is about the mathematics, astronomer and medicine. Children, here for your work, highlight the contribution of Guptas to architecture. Okay, the contribution of Guptas to art and architecture. Next one, name the works of Kalidasa. Already we completed to see saw the answer for this question. What are all the works written by Kalidasa? Thank you, children.